I tried to do that and my hair was muting the strings, so sorry about that. So welcome to a brand new lesson here on the good old interwebs, and we have one all about turning your picking from Sloppy Joe to sounding pro. So what are we doing here today? Well, I have 3 licks for you, and if you'd like tabs for these, you can grab those over on my website. That link is down below, of course. You can also pick up lesson packs that I have available over there if you so choose. So in these 3 licks that we're going to be covering, we are going to be focusing on 3 different areas. We are going to be doing one that is going to kind of be focusing on muting the strings, which really helps clean up any kind of playing at all. And then we're going to be focused on one that is kind of just more about the speed, I guess maybe speed dynamics is a better way to describe it. Not always playing stuff at the same speed. And the third one is going to be arpeggios picked, but it's the idea is a single note per string versus multiple notes per string. So it's kind of tough, but I think you guys will be digging it. And let's get started. Alright, so the first lick that we're going to be focusing on is a very palm mute friendly lick where I really want you muting the strings. If you're not familiar with palm muting, make sure whenever you're playing a lot of these licks that have a lot of gain on your guitar and stuff like that, you want to keep your right hand on the strings to keep them from ringing out and getting rid of some of those little overtone like ring out strings and stuff like that. So I'll kind of show you the lick real quick and then I'll break it down a little bit more. So here's the lick. So what exactly is going on here? Well, it's all out of G major, E minor, depending on what you're playing over, but basically this is what I'm doing here. I'm just playing 5-4 on the G. I'm starting on a down, it's all alternate picked. Then I'm going to the D string, I'm going to go 7, 5, 4. Then I go back to 5, back 7. Then I go back to 4 on the G, and that's pretty much it. But you can hear all those notes are muted. Open, muted. The muting to me gives you a much tighter sound. And I think that can be kind of like heard through our ears as like cleanliness of your picking. So as you're going, like I said, I would practice this at both high gain and clean it. I know a lot of people say practice all these at clean, but what I found is if you're a person who wants to play with distortion like myself, I'm just like a rock guitar guy, once you practice clean and all of a sudden you throw on all this distortion, you suddenly hear all this extra noise. And that's why it's important to practice with, however you're going to normally want to play with distortion, whatever it is, play with it. Don't just practice clean. It'll really mess you up because you don't realize how much more noise you get as you add distortion to your guitar. So that's the first one. Really just take your time with it, go slow, and use, all of these I would practice with a metronome and just kind of sit there and go through that. And especially if you already know your scale, move it into different positions. That's just one idea. So, and even if you don't know your scale, what I would do is I would do this in octave. So maybe do a lower. And you can make it more complicated as you want to, but I would start simple like this. And then I would venture into your octaves. Like I said, even if you don't know your scale, you can still do your octaves. So lick number 2. Now this is the one where I was talking a little bit more about kind of like speed dynamics to me. I'm a humongous Nuno Bettencourt fan, and I feel like he was just a master at doing this, where he didn't just run through a scale, he was very rhythmic in his approach to it. Some parts would be faster, some parts would be slower, and that's what I kind of want to do. So we're going to shift our scale a little bit here. And I guess we won't. We'll keep it in G major. This would, instead of just doing, I was going to do C major, but we'll just do the Phrygian shape. So this is still G major or B Phrygian, but we're going to go like this. So notice there's a pause involved, and when you speed it up, it kind of goes like this. And I like that because all of a sudden it's not your typical kind of just run through the scale kind of like, attack. There's a little bit more going on, like brrrr, 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 brrrr. And for one, this would be 3-note sequences, and this is 4 notes. Almost like a 5-note idea, because like that pause is almost like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on through the scale. So what I'm doing here is, like I said, this is like B Phrygian, G major. We're gonna go 7, 8, 10 on the low E, and then 7 on the A. then there's a pause. So now you're going to go back to the A string, and you're going to play 7 again, 9, 10, and then 7 on the D. Move down another string, you're going to go 7, 9, 10 on the D, and then 7 on the G. Sure, now, if you already know the shape of your modes, then this is, laying itself out nicely for you. Next, we're going to be going 7, 9, 11, and then 8 on the B. Then you're going to go to the B string, it's going to be 8, 8, 10, 12, and 8 on the high. And if you want to, I would just start on 12 and then 8, 10, 12 again. If you want another 4-note sequence out of this. So real slow, we have this. And to make that double note, because it's like I end on 7 and start on 7, you almost need that pause there to make it not sound like you're playing the same note twice. Then of course with anything you want to do it descending, and I would just walk back through it. And just kind of work on ascending and descending that one, and see what other kind of rhythmic concepts you can put into this. Alright, now so the final one that we're going to add here is just simply a B minor arpeggio. But what we're going to do is we're not going to sweep it. We're going to kind of do like a whole Steve Morse approach, and we're going to alternate pick it. So what I'm doing is this. I am throwing in a couple hammer-ons and pull-offs in here. Just for me, I just like the way that it kind of sounds with those in there. Again, going back to the dynamic side of things. I'm going to play it real quick. It's just going to go like this. Now notice I'm not playing it lightning fast or anything like that, because we want to have control. And this is going to, if you've never done stuff like this and you've been more of like a scale kind of like a player, this is going to feel really, really weird to you, because we're so used to playing multiple notes per string. Now it's like 1 note per string basically. So what I'm doing here is, like I said, B minor, I'm going 14 on the high E string, I start with a down, and then I do a pull off to 10. Then I go to 12 on the B, which is an up, 11 on the G, which is a down, 12 on the D, which is an up, 14, which is a down. Then you reach back to 9 if you want to keep it strictly B minor. A lot of times I just go to 10. Still sounds good, nothing wrong with it. I guess if you wanted to make it minor 7, you could do that as well. But for now, let's just do straight B minor, Like I said before, make sure you practice like that's kind of clean. Just roll my volume down, and make sure you do it full blast, full volume. And practice it on your bridge pickup. It's a little bit less forgiving. Your neck is real warm and kind of like sometimes you can get away with being a little bit sloppy Joe. That bridge is pretty unforgiving. There you have it. So that's a really good idea. If you want to figure out a chord progression, a good one out of B minor, you could just simply go from B to G, and then where would we go? A major, and then F sharp major would be a good one if you wanted to kind of do like a full progression. So just kind of mess around with that one and pick out all your arpeggios, alternate picking. See how that kind of goes for you. Alrighty homies, you guys are all set. 3 new ideas for you to practice. Hope you dug those. Hope you're playing. If it was Sloppy Joe, I hope you're sounding pro. Except my playing still sounds Sloppy Joe, so I don't know, yo. I'm always rhyming in these videos. I don't know why. Don't ask. But like I said, if you want tabs, over on my website, lesson packs for download, over there as well. Skype lessons, you name it, we got it going on, yo. I'm gonna hit you up with a fierce high five today. I'll see you later. Rock on!